Russia-U.S. tensions hit global markets as Putin lowers the thresholds for a nuclear strike. This is what we all woke up to this morning. It is a nightmare headline to see. I'm going to read some of the bullets. Kremlin leader Vladimir Putin has amended Russia's nuclear doctrine that outlines the conditions that would prompt Moscow to deploy its nuclear arsenal. This sounds crazy. Basically, missiles made by the United States were launched into Russia's military. It caused Vladimir Putin to lower the threshold in the doctrine, basically saying that if they're hit with missiles that were made by somebody else, like the United States, that they would consider that a joint attack. Now, again, that sounds crazy. It's very scary, and I wanted to make a video for you immediately. Russia and U.S. Having beef is very scary, especially on a nuclear level. But you look at the market, and I waited for this video to be recorded until I saw what the market actually did after it opened up. And I'm glad that I did, because the stock market was down in the beginning of the day. At this point, the market is up. The market is up. Now, there's a couple of different takeaways here when you see that the market's actually up. Number one, you can throw a potential nuclear, let's just call it a potential nuclear conflict, right? You could throw that at the market and it's still going higher. What does that tell you about the strength of the U.S. market at this point? It is so strong that one of the ugliest announcements that could possibly come out does not even knock it down. It knocks it down temporarily, and they viewed it as a buying opportunity. So I want you to look at the market like that, because that's how the multi-trillion-dollar money managers out there are looking at the financial markets, whether it's money managers, oligarchs, the people that know for a fact what's going to happen, the people that know how serious this is. You know, even when you think about the military conflicts that are out there, you see it in the price behavior before you see it in the news. The price behavior is what's really happening in the market. So, you know, I remember Donald Trump at one point. I'm trying to remember what exactly he said, but he was, whatever. I saw an interview with Donald Trump, and he was saying that the Iranian leader called him and said, listen, we're going to hit XYZ target. He's like, just so you know, in response to what's happened to us. And basically, it's to save face, right? If Iran gets hit, they have to hit back. They have to show their people that that's what they're doing. And, you know, however much truth there is to it, if there's any exaggeration, it's not the point. It doesn't matter. The point is that stuff happens behind the scenes when it comes to the military and how the governments are run. And then they kind of deploy a story, a narrative in the media. Okay, so the people that have the money, that know what's going to happen in the future, that understand exactly how serious this is, that understand how big of a threat it actually is, they seem to think that markets shouldn't go lower. They actually used it to buy on the dip. So keep that in mind. It's the most important takeaway from today's market. Now, I told you that we were going to focus on sector activity, and there was a change in the top 5. So here's what the top 5 looked like as of yesterday's close. You could see that healthcare was right there at the top. It was ranked number 1. The what to own was strong. So that's comparing healthcare to the stock market. And it was ranked number 1 out of 45 groups. And then when you look at the when to own, you could see that at a no for long-term and a yes for short-term. Short-term, it was doing well. Long-term, picture was looking more and more bleak. All right, now here's what happened. After seeing the healthcare sector sitting at the top, the number 1 strongest sector, and we were kind of looking at it because it had that check engine light, right? It had that little no in red font. And we could see what happened to it. So here's the current sector relative strength matrix. This is as of yesterday's close. And as of yesterday's close, healthcare is no longer in the top 5. You'll see finance, banks, aerospace, airlines, utilities, electric, and software. So healthcare is now gone. Utility electric is ranked number 4. Healthcare has been bumped down to number 8. And I also want to point out that in the top 11 or 12, well, in the top 11, finance-based or financial-based sectors. So finance, number 1, bank, number 2, insurance, number 6, Wall Street, number 7, and savings and loans, S&Ls, ranked number 11. That's all of the financial sectors. They're all at the top of the matrix. Again, there's 45 groups. They're in the top 11. Financials is by far the place to be right now. And it's just interesting to see electric utilities bump up to number 4. Now that we have this, I guess, potential shakeup in the geopolitical situation, we'll see how real it is. We'll see what happens after today's market behavior is posted after the market closes on our platform. And we're going to know what really is happening. We're going to know what institutions really think, not just what the media is saying, because you have to remember, you're always fighting against the media when you're investing. They need to sell ads. They need to get clicks. So if there's something that's not really moving markets, but it's definitely going to get you excited and get you clicking, they're going to put it right there at the top of their website. They're going to say it on their news stations. All right, they want to keep your attention. They want to get you to click. They want to get you to subscribe to things. They're making money when you're focused on them. And this is a big one, right? But look at how the market's reacting compared to what the news is saying. All right, so tune in tomorrow. We'll take another look at the top 5 strongest sectors in terms of relative strength. And we'll tell you what's really happening in the market as opposed to what's happening in the news, because you will always see it in the price behavior before you see it in the news. This is Chris Rowe, Sector Edge. I'll see you tomorrow.